What's going on? In this episode, we are servicing a Toyota 4Runner 2015. I think it's a 2015. It's just getting a multi-point inspection, pre-travel inspection. It's getting an oil change, all the fluids topped off, brakes inspected, axles inspected, bushings inspected, belts inspected, pretty much all of that stuff. All right, next problem. 2013 Dodge Ram with a 5.7. The issues this car was having was a P219A, which is a air-fuel imbalance ratio, and a P0303, which is a super common issue on these Dodge Ram 5.7s. And what typically most people tend to do is probably throw a set of spark plugs, 16 spark plugs, and ignition coils on them. And once you do that, you still have that same cylinder 3 misfire. Typically what happens with this one is the lifters kind of wear off on the cams, and it just creates a compression issue. So what would have to be done, instead of actually replacing the spark plugs and the ignition coils, is to actually replace the camshaft itself, because it's kind of rounded off on one of the lobes, the lifters, and you might as well replace the head gasket while you at it. So instead of throwing parts at it, this one's diagnosed. Now we're going to the next one. All right, next appointment, we're heading to still Grapevine. It's going to be a Nissan Maxima 2010. The alternator done failed on it. It was testing at 10 volts. I just came from grabbing another alternator. It's in the back seat, just chilling. And now we're heading back to Grapevine to install it before this customer gets off at 3 o'clock. So, all right, out here in Grapevine, we got some stuff going on out here. Well, this is what we're focusing on. I got up to this point, replacing the alternator. Remember I said I was on my way. They don't have a lot of battery life left. Got to this point where I used the Allen key to keep that tensioner sprung, and just letting y'all know that this alternator does come out this direction. All you got to do is kind of lower. You don't have to disconnect the compressor, just lower it, kind of tilt it at an angle to where the backside is kind of tilting up like that, and then just move this line out the way like that. Be careful with these oil lines, they could be corroded, and it should just pop right out. Now don't get me wrong, it's going to take some forcing, and not some forcing, but you know what I mean. It's gonna take a little movement, but look how the AC compressor is. And just reverse the process. It's not gonna be a step-by-step procedure on this one, just a quick overview. We got other repairs to head to, and it's like 103 today. So once again, thankfully I got some shade. Shout out to the trees. All right. Got the new one out. I mean, the old one out. The new one installed. That's how it should look. Belt diagram. Remove the Allen key out of there. Just verifying all the ribs are on there properly. All right, for the next repair, we're heading to Plano, Texas to service a Dodge Avenger. It pretty much just needs a battery service. So typically with battery service, it always gets like a multi-point inspection to see if anything else is needed, and you know, so going from there.